Hey guys, today I'm going to give you 4 steps on how to learn any skill faster. And I am in Norway right now. I climbed to the top of this mountain hill, this beautiful view in the background. I think it's a great backdrop to learn anything. And so we're going to talk about how to learn anything faster, and there are 4 steps to it. It's been said if you don't know something well enough to explain it to a 5-year-old, then you don't know it well enough. And here's the concept. Whatever it is you want to learn, step number 1, find somebody who knows nothing about it and begin to explain it to them. And just talk about it and explain your understanding of this topic. You learn the most about something when you teach it. When do you learn the most about something? Whenever you are responsible for teaching it to somebody else. So you're really going to learn whatever it is you're wanting to learn the most when you teach it to somebody else. So take the subject you're wanting to learn and then explain it to somebody else. If you don't have anybody around that you can explain it to, then just pretend like somebody's there. Pretend like you're talking to somebody and you're explaining it to them. The best case scenario would be to pretend like you're talking to a 5-year-old and you're having to explain it in simple language. Step number 2, as you're explaining this, whether it's to a real person or to an imaginary person, take little notes and notice where you are unsure. Notice where you are unclear and make a mental note. I need to understand that better. Step number 3, after you're done, think about it and ask yourself, did you use any complicated words? Did you use any complicated terms or describe it in a complicated fashion? Remember, the goal here is to break it down as simple as possible. So after you've given your speech or you've talked about it and you've explained it to someone, step number 2, identify the areas where you are weak. And then step number 3, identify the areas where you used complicated words. And then step number 4 is you go back and you do this again and you explain it again, except this time try to act like you're explaining it to a 5-year-old and use metaphors if you can. You know, like Einstein was asked to explain relativity, and he said relativity is talk to a beautiful woman for an hour, it seems like 5 minutes. Set it on a hot stove for 5 seconds and it feels like an hour. That's relativity. And I may have butchered that quote a little bit there, but you get the point. He made a complicated idea a metaphor. So explain it in a simple way, use metaphors as possible, and then just try to explain it like you're explaining it to a kid. And that's known as the Feynman technique. When you are studying, the best way to do it is probably study for 25 minutes and just be so ultra focused. Turn off the TV, don't log on to Facebook, turn off all distractions. Be ultra focused for that 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. And then if you need to go back and study more, 25 minutes. But remember, you gotta be focused. You can't multitask. Try to get rid of as many distractions as you can. So guys, that's my tips on how to learn anything faster, and basically it boils down to breaking it down into simple terms, use simple words, and when you do that, you'll be forcing yourself to learn it better. But you really force yourself to learn it better when you teach it to others. We learn the most about anything when we teach it to others. So find somebody you can teach it to, or at least just pretend like you're explaining it to somebody, and then notice any areas where you are weak or shaky and correct those, and that is how you learn any skill faster. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment below with your thoughts, and please share and subscribe. From Norway, I'll see you on the next video.